Some calls seem ordinary until they aren't. Cold confessions.
I'm him.
With what? Why would you have done that?
I've always wondered what felt like.
Horrific crimes. And unimaginable scenes.
Stacy, put it down or you will get tased. Put it down!
Sometimes, officers step into places that aren't just unexplainable, they're disturbing.
I don't want to hear it! I don't want to hear it! Get up!
Stay till the end, because these unsettling cases will haunt your worst nightmares.
Did you copy that?
Parents have some concerns of some stuff they may have found in your room?
Yeah, I believe so.
And what would it be?
A human.
Like, for real human?
Yes.
What you just saw was the confession of Brian Kohhei, a 19-year-old from Grand Junction, Colorado, to capital offense. On 28 February 2021, around 1 a.m., police who were on scene to investigate after Kohhei accidentally drove his 2007 Ford 500 into the Colorado River, just off the Blue Harbor boat launch. Initially, everything seemed normal until the vehicle pulled out around 3 a.m. when something troubling was seen coming from within.
Back bumper, I don't know, you can probably see it from here. It's a lot of red that's underneath the license plate. Little area right there. Okay. A lot of red, which means it looks like.
At first, everyone thought this was some personal injury until his father, Brian Kohhei Sr., found a really large knife and an unknown wallet inside the car, which he later shared with the detectives.
So right away, I popped the hood, unhooked the battery, because it was trying to charge the battery. I started going through the car, vacuuming out all the water. Did as much as I could Saturday. Went back out there this morning just to continue, and I opened the glove box, and there was in the glove box, underwater. And then, as I go under the passenger door, I open the passenger door, and there's a wallet in between this door and it's gone or whatever. Okay. And I open up my sunrise box. It's frozen solid.
Meanwhile, the perp's mother, Terry, who almost around the same time made a chilling discovery in her son's room, at which point she immediately called her husband as well as 911.
Hi, there is an emergency. I found something in my son's closet wrapped in a plastic bag.
Okay, what was it?
I think it's a...
It's a what?
I think it's a...
Why do you think it's that?
Because it looks like it's all an ear.
Is it like anything like that?
I just told you to come. That's why I had to take a picture and send it to you.
What's the address? Is your son there now?
He just pulled up. We wanted to make sure he was here before we called.
How old is he?
19.
As officers arrived at the residence, they ran into Kohhei, who openly confessed and was cooperative.
Parents have some concerns of some stuff they may have found in your room?
Yeah, I believe so.
And what would it be?
A human.
Like, for real human?
Yes.
From?
That fellow who went missing recently.
Which fellow was that?
Warren Brown. I'm him.
With what?
I'm.
Why would you have done that?
I've always wondered what felt like.
After taking everyone's story, officers decided to check the evidence themselves to discover the remains of 69-year-old Warren Brown. Later, as Kohhei was taken into custody during interrogation without the presence of an attorney, he shared every detail, down to even demonstrating how he committed the act.
It was actually surprisingly easy. I was barely breaking a sweat.
He was later sentenced by the court to life imprisonment for his crime. Haunted invasion. A homeowner dialed in 911 after she discovered the front door of her home was wide open. Officers who arrived on the scene first got to know each other before starting a sweep.
I left for a while to go shopping, and when I came home, the door is open. I think somebody broke in.
And how many rooms do you have?
2 upstairs and 1 downstairs.
As one of the officers was returning down after checking the top floor, something came running towards him. Even though they didn't find anyone or any foul play, the incident looked like the place was haunted. Remains in trunk.
You got to open that up all the way. What is that? What is that? What the f***? Get the f***ing in! Put your hands up!
On the 28th of July, 2021, police officers from the Baltimore PD were making a routine traffic stop after multiple reports of a vehicle with a pungent smell. The driver is a 33-year-old who the officer at first decides to run a registration only to find no record before walking up to her.
So you don't have a driver license?
No.
Okay. And also this vehicle is not even registered. Those tags in there are fake tags. This car has to be towed. Yeah, you get everything out of it, but how long did you have this car?
Like almost 30 days.
Just McCole and her friend Bibi exited the vehicle and opened the trunk to take out their cargo before a tow truck would arrive on the scene. Officers, who were getting suspicious by the rotting smell and the size of the luggage, started to inspect the situation more closely.
Eric, do me a favor. Walk over to that car and see what you smell. Not anything, but see if you smell anything other than what you hear? No, seriously. I just need to find. I need to know. What is this right here? What is this?
Bunch of dirty clothes.
You're gonna have to, ma'am, I'm honest, you're gonna have to open that up all the way.
Nicole then started to unwrap several layers of plastic bags where, despite the layers, the stench was unavoidable. After seeking help, one of the officers helps her get through the layers with a pocket knife, only to find a black suitcase.
You gotta get all the way through to the dirty clothes.
Why you got all these blankets?
Huh?
Why you got all these blankets?
Because we stay in hotels, from the hotel to the car. Like I can even hotel.
No. You can finish it. I was just curious.
Oh yeah, I can even get to the hotel receipt for you.
Okay.
You see them right there as soon as you open the seat. Huh?
Keep on it. What?
Let's stand on the front of this car and make sure she don't go nowhere.
Just open the suitcase and we can be good after that.
More blankets still. You cut it from here.
Can you cut it one more time?
And this is what smells.
Take the bag out. Take that bag out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, pull that bag out. What? Open that up. Open that up. What the f? Get the f in!
Put your hands up! Turn over right now!
You want to rest? Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
What I do? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Get up. On your feet. Roll over. Sit on your butt. Stand up. Please don't. No, please. I swear to God, if you move, so help me. Please not arrest her. Please don't arrest her. She don't have anything to do with nothing.
Calm down. Calm down. Relax.
Have her sit down. Sit down. BB, just relax. BB.
Keep your mouth closed. Sit down and be quiet. I need you to focus. Focus in. Focus on her. Hey, get over there with her.
Put your mask on. Mask up. Can I ask you?
No.
I'm sorry. I just want to ask you one.
There's nothing for me to talk about with you. This is not a game. No. No, absolutely not.
After what the officers discover, they arrest both women. The sight of the remains, along with the smell, started to leave them in severe shock, confusion, and disbelief, visibly shaken. At this point, there is still yet to be investigated. Officers are called in for the relevant investigation, take both Nicole and Bibi to the station, and begin processing. From being placed into the squad till after reaching the station, Bibi becomes difficult to deal with as she non-stop confronts the officers depending on answers and claiming herself to be innocent of anything.
Put it back on. Hey, put it on back. Stop playing.
I'm not playing. Look at my bag there.
I don't care. Get in the car.
My phone is in the car.
Do I somebody?
Ma'am?
Do I somebody?
I don't know.
So why?
But what I do know is you're going to be in handcuffs in that chair until someone says otherwise.
So now, you are going to lock me and frame me for something you cannot tell me.
Ma'am, I didn't frame you with anything.
Meanwhile, Nicole, who is detained in another room, starts turning into disbelief as well, while the scent that clings to her starts to become unbearable for officers.
Is there such thing as infinity still?
Certain state has it.
Not this one.
I think so.
We need to have it. You don't think if I would have known, I would have ran before trying to go back. Was even politely like, excuse me, can you cut this for me? Idiot, bro.
Soon after, both are taken to another location to begin with interrogation. Meanwhile, detectives on the scene discovered remains of a second little one. While Bibi was released due to her mental state,
like I said, if something happened to me tonight, it's gonna be war.
Nicole was charged with 14 counts of felonies and later sentenced to life imprisonment in February 2025. Haunted police chase.
police officer discovers a horrifying secret after following up on a disturbance call.
A police officer responded to a disturbance call after neighbors reported strange activity inside a home in Ohio. When he entered, the house was completely dark and unsettlingly silent, as if no one had been there for a long time. While searching the rooms, he suddenly heard the sound of someone crying coming from deeper inside.
Police department, anybody in here? Show your hands!
As he moved closer to investigate, he began to feel like he wasn't alone, like someone was standing right behind him. When he quickly turned around, he caught a glimpse of a figure, but it disappeared instantly. Continuing his search, he then came face to face with a terrifying woman, her face completely hidden behind long, messy hair. He ordered her to get on the ground.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Right now!
But in that moment, something truly horrifying happened. By the time backup arrived, it was already too late for him. Hidden under concrete.
Police department. Hey, where's your dad at?
I'm not sure. He only comes by every couple of weeks.
Whoa. He's in there.
A concerned brother by the name Robert Mussick dialed 911 on December 28, 2017 about the sudden disappearance of his brother Bill Mussick.
Hello, is this the fire?
I'd like to either get a wellness check or check on a missing person.
What's going on?
Well, it's my brother. I've been trying to call him for over 2 weeks and he's never returned my call.
Okay. And this has never happened before?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, what's your brother's name?
William.
And the last name?
Shortly after, a police unit arrived at his residence to investigate, where a woman named Dana answered the door, identifying herself as the daughter, adding that his dad wasn't home and was out on a vacation with his girl even after the cops identified his vehicle to be parked outside. They were convinced in the moment and took her word for it that she'll call her uncle and let him know.
Well, it's hard, but he asked me to have my lieutenant Kelly come by to home to work on. So sometimes the girl he's staying with comes and picks him up.
At which point the officers returned to the residence. Only this time they started looking around and into the house. Dana once again managed to convince them out. Detectives called her in for questioning later as officers started searching the place without her knowledge after they started smelling a stench of smell.
Whoa.
In a hidden crawl space, they found a concrete layer, which is when they called in firefighters to break the concrete, only to discover a body that was hidden inside. The detective who was questioning received the news of the body, at which point he started asking her what she wasn't prepared for.
Like I was wondering if you went down there and
Dad's not here.
No.
Okay. But you did hide his body because he is the isn't it?
No.
And now they're in the process of digging that scene up. What they just
I'm guessing this is where you transferred to.
Okay.
David, we've gone in your house. At this time, you're under arrest for concealment. You need to stand up.
On July 15th, 2019, Dana was charged with life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Starved homeowner. On September 28th, 2023, police officers from Baldwin County, who were making a welfare check on a woman named Stacy, as they arrived at her property only to come across a woman named Bobby, who claimed to be her sister.
Okay, what's your name?
Bobby Delmore.
Bobby, okay. Do you remember who we're looking for? Baldwin, who is it that we're supposed to be looking for? We got contact with somebody.
Stacy Gunther, 33-year-old.
Stacy, do you know where she's at?
Yeah, I just wait till my husband gets here because I'm here by myself.
Where's Stacy? Does she stay here with you?
Yeah.
Okay, where is she at right now?
In front.
She is there? Can I talk to her? Can I see her real quick?
She don't talk to nobody.
Well,
She won't even do nothing for me.
Well, can you show me where she's at? I just want to see her, put eyes on her and make sure she's okay.
She won't take no bath. She doesn't even got no clothes on. I can't control her. I don't know what to do myself, and I didn't want to call y'all or no place like that because I have kids.
I got you. Okay, sweetie. Do you have your
IDs?
IDs?
My mom and dad had left her behind, and I don't know what to do no more. I don't want
what
to
is she
go to
to
jail
you?
for that. That's my sister, but I ain't got no written paper saying that she's my own.
Okay.
Bobby kept on trying to keep the officers away as they were trying to get to the bottom of the situation. She keeps on trying to be evasive every step of the way, as the officers on scene keep on insisting on checking up for her until they finally see her, only to be partially stuck in a room.
You should come home right now.
beat on me for.
Okay, so she's locked in there right now?
And she tried to jump on my kid, but we don't know what to do with it, and I didn't want her to go to jail or something.
When's the last time you let her out?
No, she comes out and she acts crazy.
What's all this? Is this here or not?
No, I told
Can you open it for me real
she
quick?
won't take a bath. She probably got crap all it. It stinks.
Yeah, just open the door for me, please.
Stinks and it's nasty.
That's fine.
I can't handle her. It's bad. She's in that room in there.
Okay, that's fine.
Tommy Joe Barber,
Say what they were.
After the EMS arrive on the scene and make their way into the room, make a shocking discovery of the state they find Stacy in.
Stacy, we're going to take you to see a doctor, okay? Okay.
All right, sweetheart. What we do? Okay. Stacy, can you walk?
Can you walk?
Let me see your hands.
Okay.
Hey,
open the door.
Open the door. Good. Come here, sweetheart. Have a seat, sweetheart. Sit right here. I know.
Let's go up with you, okay?
Scoot up. Okay. No, it's okay. Nothing to be sorry about, okay?
I'm just, do you have anything in your pocket other than like this stuff? No?
This is ridiculous. This is crazy. What about my kid? Y'all gonna take them too?
We'll figure out about the kids.
Oh, can y'all please just take my kids to my father-in-law and let them get them, please?
We gotta figure out what's going on.
This is boring.
At this point, Bobby, along with her husband Jeremy, is immediately arrested, and Stacy is taken to the hospital for treatment after having lost half her body weight. Horrifying crime. In November 2018, a concerned mother, Kristen Young from Grand Rapids, MI, struggled to get in contact with her daughter, Ashley Young.
We were going to go look at this apartment, and Ashley wasn't responding to anything. None of my calls, none of my texts.
After finding out that her daughter was seeing a guy named Jared, Jared not only had a criminal background, but also had previously broken into Ashley's apartment and stolen her money and computer, which is when she called the authorities.
Jared had some limited criminal background. You know, this might be somebody who struggles with substance abuse.
Days later, a man named Mario Nelson dials 911 to report having found something in his basement after he started to pick up a very bad smell.
I hope they're having a real bad smell lately. There's a turd in what looks like it could be leaking from it, and I want the police to come here ASAP right now and look at it.
Investigators arrived on the scene shortly after the police. Nelson repeatedly identified the very same Jared who was dating Ashley as the neighbor.
Who's this Jared Chance?
This is Jared Chance. This him.
Okay.
After briefly taking the statement, they investigated and found a body. A manhunt was launched for Jared, and soon after, he was arrested at his place, along with additional remains that were found. Demonically possessed. A regular attendee at a Catholic church in Fenimore, Wisconsin, alerted authorities after a man began acting in a highly erratic manner inside the building. The situation quickly escalated as the individual repeatedly dropped to the ground, breathing heavily and causing a disturbance. He then began damaging property, including breaking a cross, while continuing his unpredictable behavior and making alarming claims about his identity.
I'm Jesus Christ Almighty.
Witnesses reported that his actions grew increasingly aggressive, and when he attempted to lunge toward responding officers, they were forced to intervene.
Hands behind your back, now.
Some who witnessed it believed his extreme behavior suggested possible demonic possession, while others viewed it as a severe mental or psychological episode. Demon influence. On December 23 inches, Vernon County, authorities responded to an urgent call after a woman named Stacy allegedly made disturbing remarks over the phone and showed serious, hostile intentions to a friend, raising serious safety concerns. When officers arrived, they found the home in disarray and Stacy behaving in an extremely aggressive and erratic manner.
Put it down.
Oh, shoot it! Hey, Stacy. Get the away from my door,
Stacy, put it down or you will get tased. Get down! I said down now!
Her actions appeared uncontrolled and intense, making it difficult for officers to communicate or calm her down. As the situation escalated, the responding officer acted quickly to secure and contain her. Stacy was ultimately taken into custody, and while some speculated about unusual influences behind her behavior, officials treated the case as a matter of severe instability. She was later charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and recklessness. Aggressive man. In Claremont, a woman dialed 911 panic, reporting that a crazed man was trying to break into her home. Deputies quickly arrived at the scene and attempted to calm the situation, using every de-escalation tactic.
Just had a guy in a red shirt and blue jeans. Are you okay?
Well, I'm ready to like...
The man remained aggressive and unpredictable, and nothing seemed to work, as he refused to respond to commands or reason.
Turn around, face away from me now.
Okay, please run.
Turn around, face away from me. Turn around and face away from me now. That wasn't a question.
It was a woman!
Hey, give me a try. Turn around, man.
It was a woman!
What's your name?
Eric.
I'm sorry? What's your name? My name's James. It's nice to meet you.
Okay.
What's your name?
As tensions rose, the responding officer resorted to taking out his taser, while the officer exercised restraint until the very last point when the situation started getting out of control. As the man charged toward the front door to force his way in, he forced the deputy to act within seconds, where the clip cut off. Possessed suspect. A video circulating online captures a disturbing moment that reportedly occurred in Lisbon on the 21st of November, 2023. The footage shows a man sitting in the back of a police vehicle after being taken into custody, acting in a highly erratic and unsettling manner. As he speaks in Portuguese, his tone and expressions come across as unusually intense, which the person sharing the video described as unnatural. His behavior quickly sparked concern and curiosity among viewers, with some speculating about possible external influences behind his state. However, with no confirmed details about what led to his arrest, the incident remains unclear, leaving people to form their own interpretations based on the eerie clip alone. Troubled young woman. At the home of an off-duty officer in Mexico City, a late-night knock led to a deeply unsettling encounter. When he opened the door and went outside with his flashlight, he was met by a young woman standing alone, barefoot. Dressed in a one-piece outfit and clutching a teddy bear. The scene felt instantly strange, but things took an even more disturbing turn when he tried to speak to her. Without warning, she began moving in sudden, erratic ways, her actions unpredictable and unnerving. Caught off guard and unsure of what might happen next, the officer chose not to engage further and quickly shut the door, leaving the situation unresolved and as mysterious as it had begun. Escalated felony. On the 24th of October, 2018, a 36-year-old woman in Oklahoma was detained after being stopped in connection with the reported theft of a vehicle.
Is it your vehicle, ma'am?
No, I borrowed it from a friend.
It was reported as stolen. Okay, so you're in possession of it, so you're going to jail.
After officers confirmed her description from a 911 call, she was handcuffed and placed in the back of a patrol car, where she briefly denied any involvement. Moments later, taking advantage of a lapse in attention, she somehow made her way into the driver's seat and sped off in the police vehicle.
What is she doing? Trying to steal your car. Stop!
A short pursuit followed, ending at the staircase of her apartment complex, where she was apprehended again.
Come here now! Get on the ground!
In the aftermath, she claimed to be experiencing identity-related issues or possibly being under some form of spiritual influence, adding a strange layer to an already unusual incident. Possessed customer. On the 1st of September, 2022, an officer was dispatched to a Walmart after reports of a man refusing to leave the store despite repeated requests from employees who raised concerns about the man being in an unstable state, acting erratically, and making unusual statements.
What's up, man? How you doing? Hey, check this out. Look at me real quick. Hey, anything that you're willing to buy, they don't want you to buy. So I need the front with me. I'm gonna explain to when I get to the front. All right, just come with me right now.
Police 503-1046.
I'm 10-4. I was trying to tell 677 we was in the electronic section, but I think the gentleman is gonna walk with me to the front of the store.
She will pay for it.
Nah, they don't want you. They're not gonna let you buy them.
Why is that?
They don't want you to buy them.
I'll just skin them.
At first, the officer attempts to peacefully talk the man out of the situation, which immediately starts to go down.
I'll just skin them. Like I'm supposed to get them by right.
Let me hold them. I got them. Put them down. You can't buy them. They're not gonna let you buy them.
I'm taking it.
Listen, this is where if you don't listen to me, you go to jail. So put them down.
I'm taking it.
Listen.
Hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me. You don't have any. Hey.
The officer held the man down until backup arrived to place him in cuffs, making a brief search where no identification was found on him. Michigan footage. An abandoned house in Michigan, long rumored to be haunted, drew a group of paranormal investigators looking for answers. While exploring, a retired officer in the group recorded the scene, unknowingly capturing a shadowy woman in a white gown standing silently in the living room, her long dark hair covering part of her face. No one noticed her at the time, and they left thinking nothing had happened. It was only later, while reviewing the footage, that they realized what had been caught on camera. Believing it might have been a real intruder, they reported it, but police found no evidence of anyone inside. Terrifying discovery. On June 20th, 2021, dispatch of the Las Cruces PD received a 911 call reporting a crime that would leave everyone in law enforcement in horror.
So I was just driving, right, and then I pulled into Apalaca Park, and I seen there was a thing on the floor, and then I think his head was on the side of it.
Could you tell if he was breathing?
So then I no, his head was completely off of his.
What do you mean?
Like he was.
After the call, the officers arrive on the scene at a children's park and discover human remains only seconds after they start to investigate. Horrified by what they just discovered, they started to seal off the area, at which point, one of the officers spots a man just a dozen meters away from the crime scene, whom they immediately respond to and placed in handcuffs.
911, make 25 with a pedestrian in the middle of the park. Sir, put your hands up, stand up, come over here, put your hands up, put your hands up. Get on your knees. Put your hands where I can see them.
Contact. I got cover. You got contact. Shift.
Hey, do you have your back?
Slow down.
I just lost my.
Just pat him down, bro.
Yeah, I'm off there.
Is it cool if I take everything out of your pockets?
Put gloves on, please. Put gloves on, please.
Yeah, I got gloves. Here you go.
Let's get at it. Hey,
we need somebody to stay at the intersection to make sure our scene doesn't get contaminated.
As they arrest, search, and attempt to question, alarmed by his behavior, seeing him in an eerily calm demeanor and detached from reality, especially with an evil smirk that follows with his eyes closed, showing that something is very wrong with the man. Burglar chase. Dashcam footage in the early hours of the day when officers in Ocala, Florida, from K9 started chasing down a teen burglary suspect. The vehicle pursuit lasted for several minutes before turning into an on-foot chase.
Sheriff's Office K9! You're under arrest! Stop, please! Stop! Get out of the way!
While the suspect seemed a bit too fast for the officer, having the advantage of being much younger, he couldn't outrun his four-legged K9 partner. The burglar was identified to be DeMarcus Deshawn Payton, who was charged for 5 counts of burglary, 3 counts of minor theft, 2 counts of motor vehicle theft, theft of illegal items, and possession of illegal items under 18.
Don't resist.
Traffic stop arrest. After a driver of this pickup truck failed to yield on the sidewalk, a police officer conducted a traffic stop. Initially, the officer suspected them of being under the influence and asked them to step out.
It's not your strong. Your car, bro. No. Because I'm gonna get in trouble. Chill. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Stop right now.
Stop, okay? We're fine. Nothing's happening.
It only looks worse because you specifically grabbed it and tried hiding it from me and moving it when I saw it.
I just grabbed it in the right.
Right?
Yes.
You did not. It was clear as day.
I don't do nothing with straw, so I don't know what a straw would be for.
Okay.
I can smoke weed, dude.
Okay. You're not dumb. You and I both know what straws are used for.
No, I don't do nothing.
Okay.
You just had I just got this truck.
Okay.
So I don't know what you're talking about, but there's nothing in my truck or straw being used for that.
And back then was 2 charge 22. 1014. There is nowhere in the Florida state statutes where it says that I have to specifically wait to pull somebody over. I could have followed you all the way to your home on Marco Island and then pulled you over.
I'm just trying to go home, dude.
Now with you giving me attitude, and now you're getting confrontational. The moment I bring something up,
I'm probably going to jail. Oh, he left a fucking straw here.
The responding officer discovers her to be tweaking indefinitely, which only made her case worse, as the officer had already seen her hiding a straw.
It only looks worse because you specifically grabbed it and tried hiding it from me and moving it when I saw it.
I just grabbed my underwear.
Right? Yes. You did not.
As both turn defensive, officers decide to interrogate them separately, where she breaks and pins it all on her companion.
He had somebody in his truck that gets high. I've been clean, okay? I just got pulled over for weed by the 3 cops. You can ask, because I have court next month for, okay? I go to the methadone clinic.
The straw?
When you asked me, I felt it. I was like, what is that? And that's when I grabbed my underwear. I was like, oh, it's not my straw.
It's not your straw?
It's not my straw.
Okay.
I promise.
Is it his?
No, it's not. It's his friends.
It's his friends?
Yes, I was at the house.
Okay. And what do they do with that straw?
I think he does fat and meth.
He does fat and meth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Minutes later, after the officers are done questioning both, they start searching the vehicle as well as both of them, after placing them in handcuffs. While the woman was charged with a misdemeanor charge, many of the charges were laid on her partner, who was later sentenced to 2 years imprisonment. Facade or demon? In Wisconsin in 2022, the owner of an Ultimart store contacted authorities after noticing a woman behaving in a highly unusual way. When officers arrived, the situation quickly escalated as the woman began screaming uncontrollably and suddenly ran out of the store. A responding officer's body cam captured the encounter, showing her acting bizarrely and unpredictably. As one officer tried to approach, she abruptly raised her hand in a strange gesture, as if directing something toward him, which only heightened the tension. Concerned by her erratic behavior, officers moved in to detain her, but she continued making loud, unsettling noises. The footage later sparked mixed reactions, with some believing it was an act, while others speculated something far more disturbing. Close call. While on duty, a security guard didn't realize anything was wrong until a coworker later spotted a shadowy, human-like figure in the footage, silently following him wherever he went. The discovery left him shaken, but things escalated later that night. Around 2:30 a.m., after returning home, he received a notification from his Ring doorbell. When he checked the clip, he was stunned to see what appeared to be the same dark figure lingering outside his house. Believing it had followed him home, the guard now credits his safety to a cross in his home and his wife's regular sage cleansing rituals. Disturbed woman. In November 2025, police in a small town in Texas were transporting a woman to the station after a theft report when the situation while en route began to change. She was seated alone in the back, initially restrained with her hands behind her and secured by a seatbelt, but she leaned forward aggressively, shouting in her native language and striking the front seat. Later in the footage, it was noticed that her hands, which had been cuffed behind her back earlier, now appeared to be restrained in front.
So you're taking my car to the tow yard? What you mean, no? Yeah, I am the owner, so I ain't gonna take my car to the tow yard. You supposed to let somebody else drive my car off. That's illegal. Hey, get me there faster.
The driver later said she nearly broke free and tried to lunge forward, forcing him to restrain her again. Her erratic behavior left those involved unsettled and difficult to explain. Possessed arrest. In a neighborhood in Querétaro, residents contacted authorities after a woman began acting in a highly erratic and destructive manner. A video recorded on the 13th of February 2025 by a witness shows the woman entering a home without permission and causing damage by breaking belongings inside. According to reports, she even attempted to set the place ablaze during the incident. Police quickly responded and took her into custody, while fire crews were called in to ensure the situation was fully under control and no further damage occurred. The unusual and aggressive behavior left the community shaken and concerned about what had happened. Gene Hackman's case. In New Mexico, the sudden deaths of actor Gene Hackman and his wife led to an investigation at their $4 million mansion. What began as a standard inquiry reportedly took an unexpected turn when authorities discovered a concealed passage that wasn't listed on any known blueprints. The hidden tunnel extended underground and ended at a locked iron door. Inside, investigators found old crates, faded photographs, and various documents. No official details were released, but the discovery sparked widespread speculation, with some suggesting it could involve private records or something more unusual. Despite the rumors, the true purpose of the passage remains unconfirmed, leaving many questions unanswered. Possession call. In 2020, residents in a neighborhood in Egypt called emergency services after hearing intense screams coming from inside a nearby home. When officers arrived, they found a man outside the house with an unsettling fixed smile and a rigid expression, as if he were not fully aware of his surroundings. As they began questioning him about what had happened, his voice suddenly changed and he appeared to struggle to speak clearly. Moments later, one of the officers noticed his hand moving on its own, forming a strange symbol that caught everyone off guard. Whatever had taken place inside that house seemed to have deeply affected him, turning what began as a routine call into a much more disturbing situation. Honolulu ghost.
Well, with Halloween approaching tomorrow, Honolulu police have a spooky story of their own. An officer telling of a story her partner told her of a ghostly encounter at the Pali Lookout.
A Honolulu police officer, Corporal Tesa Etewati, once recounted a strange experience shared by her rookie partner at Pali Lookout. The incident reportedly took place in 2018 when the officer was assigned to lock the gates late at night. While on duty, she noticed a woman in a white dress and stopped to check on her. A short while later, she was startled to find the same woman suddenly inside the back seat of her vehicle. Realizing something wasn't normal, the officer remained calm and continued to monitor the situation.
Oh, what are you doing out here, Auntie?
After some time, the woman reportedly vanished without a trace, leaving the officer relieved but shaken by the experience. Unexplained movement. CCTV footage from a police station in New South Wales reportedly captured an unused garage door opening on its own early one morning. As the door lifted, a broom appeared to move out from inside and briefly, unusually, shifted across the area. The incident, which occurred around 5:30 a.m. on April 12, was later reviewed by officers after they discovered the garage was left ajar. The footage was shared publicly and drew attention due to its unusual and unexplained nature, leaving those who viewed it unsettled. Argentina screams. In 2020, a disturbance call led a police officer to a remote area between La Matanza and Carlos Casares. While searching the fields, he began recording as strange screams echoed nearby with no visible source, despite nothing showing in his flashlight. Moments later, the sounds grew louder, clearly sounding like a woman speaking, though the words were indistinct. Feeling unsafe, the officer called for backup, and when another unit arrived, they moved toward the bushes. Suddenly, the screams returned even sharper and more intense, prompting the officers to retreat immediately. The incident was never explained, and the route has since been avoided by many officers. Creepy clowns. A strange incident took place in Menasha on the 10th of July 2016, shortly before 4 a.m., when police received reports of individuals wearing clown masks chasing vehicles along Appleton and Midway roads.
47 or 1241.
The situation quickly drew attention as officers arrived to find two men dressed in full clown costumes. Both were taken into custody, and further investigation revealed that one of the men had left his 4-year-old child at home while engaging in the incident. According to Police Chief Tim Stajka, the individual was later charged with child neglect, while the other man was not charged.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here? Go ahead and put your butts against it.
Invisible force. Security footage from the Banda Hilir police station in Malacca reportedly captured a strange incident on the 6th of April 2017. Around 4 a.m., the station doors suddenly swung open on their own, despite being heavy and not easily moved by wind or minor force. Officers were initially confused and checked the area to find an explanation, but nothing unusual was found at the scene. Later, they reviewed the CCTV footage, yet were unable to determine what caused the doors to open, leaving the incident unexplained. Rattling door? At Michigan Stadium, a security guard reportedly experienced a disturbing incident while on duty. He heard repeated loud banging sounds coming from below. And after hearing them several times, he decided to record the situation and investigate. As he moved toward the source, he found a door shaking on its own, with no one inside the room. Growing uneasy, he searched the area, but nothing seemed to explain what was happening. Later, the recorded footage appeared to show a fast-moving, shadow-like figure with a humanoid shape, which he had not noticed at the time. Shaken by the experience after reviewing the video, the guard decided to leave his job.